In The Young and the Restless, the week of November 18 to 22 delivers a whirlwind of revelations, heartbreak, and tension as Genoa City's most iconic families grapple with betrayal and hidden truths. Nick Newman faces a shattering revelation when Sharon Newman confesses to a string of shocking crimes. With trembling words, Sharon admits to being behind Heather's death, framing Daniel, and orchestrating a near-fatal accident for Phyllis. Her confession leaves Nick reeling. The woman he once adored seems to have become a stranger capable of unimaginable deeds. Yet, her anguish and insistence on surrendering herself to Nick's judgment plant seeds of doubt in his mind. Nick is torn between loyalty to Sharon and the duty to seek justice for her alleged victims. Sharon's mental state further complicates matters. She claims to have blacked out during critical moments and struggles to separate reality from her guilt-ridden imagination. As Nick weighs his options, he must also consider Faith, their daughter, who needs her mother now more than ever. However, how can Nick overlook Sharon's actions if it means sending Daniel to prison for a crime he may not have committed? Determined to uncover the truth, Nick enlists Chance Chancellor's help and begins digging deeper into Sharon's story. A critical breakthrough occurs when Nick discovers Sharon's missing phone, which mysteriously resurfaces on her coffee table. The device contains cryptic messages summoning Phyllis to a cabin at the exact time Sharon was elsewhere, providing Nick with his first clue that someone might be manipulating Sharon. But who could be pulling the strings and why? As Nick dives into the mystery, Phyllis's fate hangs by a thread. After a harrowing accident, Phyllis falls into a coma, leaving her children, Daniel and Summer, grappling with despair. The medical team, led by Elena, works tirelessly to stabilize her, but her recovery is far from certain. Amid their anguish, Daniel and Summer cannot shake the feeling that the accident was no coincidence. Could it be connected to the broader conspiracy unfolding around Sharon and the Newman family? Meanwhile, tension escalates at the Abbott mansion. Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins reveal to Kyle that their marriage was a strategic ploy to counter Victor Newman's influence. Their confession shatters Kyle's trust, leaving him furious and betrayed. Diane's heartfelt pleas for understanding only deepen Kyle's resentment, forcing Jack and Diane to confront the possibility of losing their son's love forever. Lurking in the shadows, Jordan and Ian Ward exploit the fractures within the Newman and Abbott families. Their mysterious motives tie them to both Sharon's turmoil and Phyllis's accident, raising the stakes for everyone involved. Nick grows increasingly convinced that these two conspirators are orchestrating events to sow chaos, but time is running out to expose their plot. As Nick races against the clock, he devises a plan to protect Sharon while seeking justice for the victims. He arranges for Sharon to receive psychiatric care and continues his investigation, piecing together connections between Sharon's blackout, the messages on her phone, and Phyllis's tragic accident. The more he uncovers, the clearer it becomes that Sharon may not be the mastermind behind these events. Instead, she might be an unwitting pawn in a dangerous game. In the coming days, Genoa City braces for more turmoil. Will Nick uncover the truth before it's too late? Can Phyllis awaken to shed light on what really happened? And will Kyle reconcile with Jack and Diane? Or will the rift in the Abbott family prove irreparable? Secrets, conspiracies, and broken relationships threaten to redefine Genoa City forever. One thing is certain, the lives of its residents will never be the same. Hey everyone, welcome back to Radiant Serum. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video. The jig is up for Jack and Diane in Soaps.com's latest Young and Restless spoilers for Monday, November 18 through Friday, November 22. But if they think they've gotten one over on Victor, they're dreaming. In other developments, things go from worse to even worse for Sharon. Nikki gets a new job, and a budding couple comes this close to leveling up. Read all about these teasers, add more below. Young and Restless spoilers week of November 18. Young and Restless spoilers for Monday, November 18. Jack and Diane know better than to think that secrets can be kept. At last, their lies are exposed, no doubt in spectacularly dramatic fashion. It seems like only yesterday that Phyllis was pretending to have died. Now Summer and Daniel find their mother in critical condition. Can they give her the will to bounce back? Poor Nick never knows what he's gonna get when he stops by Sharon's. In this case, what he gets is a confession that he struggles to accept. If he only knew the extenuating circumstances. Young and Restless soapbox, double shocker. Ian and Jordan's diabolical plan. Plus, Sharon's hellish days ahead. A plot point that makes no sense, and one that was super disappointing. Young and Restless spoilers for Tuesday, November 19. As if there was ever any doubt that he would, Victor gets the upper hand with ex-wife Diane. She better have an ace up her sleeve. Ian and Jordan, aka the tag team from hell, target Sharon. Haven't they already done more than enough to the poor woman? When Daniel demands answers, will Nick be willing to provide them, knowing the kind of hot water in which they dunk Sharon? Young and Restless spoilers for Wednesday, November 20. Horrified by the fate that has befallen his mother, Daniel wants justice for Phyllis. Now that People magazine has chosen its sexiest man alive for 2024, you can do the same as you peruse our newly expanded photo gallery of soap's handsomest actors of all time. When Sally settles a score, you can bet that it's with Chelsea, whose night of passion with Adam stuck a fork in Ally. Meanwhile, in the case of Who Killed Heather Williams, Michael and Christine debate Sharon's innocence. Young and Restless spoilers for Thursday, November 21. Summer is forced to make a tough decision. Gads, they're not thinking of pulling the plug on Phyllis, are they? Elena shares her expert opinion to help Phyllis. Step no. 1. Go ahead and plug that back into the socket. Jack learns that Diane made a sacrifice for their family. See, she can do nice things despite her history of nastiness. Young and Restless spoilers for Friday, November 22. When Victor announces Nikki's new role at Chancellor, will it leave Catherine smiling in the afterlife, or glowering? Billy and Sally fight temptation, but why? Don't we all expect them to surrender at some point and get silly? Chance's investigation uncovers damaging evidence against Sharon. But which investigation? The one into Heather's murder or Phyllis' accident? The Young and the Restless just dialed up the drama to 11. Things went berserk in the November 14 episode, and it wasn't just shocking but downright explosive. It was revealed that Claire's not-so-loving Aunt Jordan, aka Crazy Aunt Jordan, masterminded the terrifying car crash. The repercussion? It nearly made Sharon and Phyllis bite the dust. But that's not even the final kicker. It turned out that Jordan was a mere puppet in this grand scheme. Who's pulling her strings? Double trouble. Jordan and Ian team up. The Young and the Restless spoilers recall that Jordan had a partner in crime. Mind you, it wasn't just any partner. The mastermind using our crazy aunt as a pawn was none other than the notorious Ian Ward. Yep, the man, the myth, the mess is back. The iconic character is played by Ray Wise, who needs no introduction. Moreover, the acting prodigy molds himself into any role like a cat fit into any vessel. As for his character, Ian is a cult leader and serial troublemaker in Genoa City. The man claimed to be the father of Nikki's son, but only he wasn't. The child was born out of Nikki's multiple one-night stands with Paul. But that's not all. He bought Cassie's twin sister, Mariah, when the latter was just an infant. Later on, he drugged and married her. What? Diabolism personified, right? Meanwhile, Ray is a celebrated actor with several hits under his belt. He's known for his legendary roles in Twin Peaks and Fargo. On the CBS soap, he never fails to bring Ian's evil streak to life with bone-chilling finesse. Now, let's talk about Jordan and their potential pairing as troublemakers. B&B actress Colleen Zink started portraying Jordan in 2023. She grabbed eyeballs for her performance that screamed wickedness. Further read, Phyllis' car crash puts Sharon on hot seat. Furthermore, Zink rose to prominence for her iconic run as Barbara Ryan on As the World Turns. Then, she stepped into the role of Jordan, who turned out to be a psycho with evil motives. Later, it came to light that Jordan secretly raised Victoria and Cole's presumed dead daughter, Claire. The whole arc molded her into a weapon of revenge against her unsuspecting kin. Before the dust could settle, Jordan again came up with her new antic. That prompts us to ask, why are Ian and Jordan joining forces? What if they carried out other crimes that remain hidden to this date, like Heather's murder? Additionally, how on earth did Jordan and Ian manage to flee custody? Did they find some underground route, or did they just bribe the right people? Nevertheless, the drama will surely hit an all-time high with these loonies unleashing mayhem. In the meantime, keep checking out Soap Opera Daily for more tantalizing The Young and the Restless updates and speculations. Will GC folks be able to face the wrath of this new dangerous partnership? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The Young and the Restless. Sharon's dangerous alliance and a family in peril. In the ever-unfolding chaos of Genoa City, Sharon Newman teeters on the brink of redemption and ruin. With guilt clouding her judgment and her emotional defenses shattered, she becomes the perfect target for the manipulative schemes of Jordan and Ian Ward. These two masterminds have sinister intentions, and their plot threatens not only Sharon's future, but also the very lives of Phyllis Summers and her family. Sharon's vulnerability, the perfect target. Sharon has always been a survivor, but her recent ordeals have left her emotionally fractured. With Phyllis still unconscious and suspicions swirling around her, Sharon feels isolated and desperate. Her decision to confess to a crime she didn't commit was a bid to regain control, but it only deepened her sense of helplessness. Jordan and Ian, ever the opportunists, see Sharon's desperation as their entry point. They recognize her vulnerability and exploit her longing for allies and a sense of belonging. Their offer of support appears like a lifeline in her stormy sea of despair. Against her better judgment, Sharon accepts their help, unaware of the dark path they will lead her down. A sinister proposal. When Jordan and Ian approach Sharon, they play their roles with chilling precision. "We can help you," Ian promises, his voice oozing false sincerity. Jordan adds, "You're stronger than you think, Sharon. Let us guide you." To Sharon, their words feel like salvation. With her support network, Nick, Maria, and Faith, distant, their offer is too tempting to resist. She agrees to work with them, blind to the darkness she's inviting into her life. The plan, a mission of destruction. Jordan and Ian's true intentions soon become clear. They don't just want Phyllis gone, they want her entire family destroyed. For them, Phyllis's survival represents an ongoing threat that must be eliminated completely. Jordan delivers the ultimatum. "Phyllis, Daniel, Lucy, they all have to go. Wipe them out, Sharon. If you want to survive, you'll do this for us." Ian adds with calculated menace, "This is your chance to prove your loyalty. Don't let us down." Overwhelmed and frightened, Sharon hesitates. Yet, the promise of belonging clouds her judgment. She begins to rationalize their demands, convincing herself this might be her only chance of freedom. A descent into darkness. Can Sharon be saved? As Sharon wrestles with the horrifying plan, Chance Chancellor grows suspicious. His investigation into Phyllis's attack leads him to question Sharon's recent behavior. Chance senses that something is deeply wrong and starts piecing together the clues. Meanwhile, Phyllis's family remains fiercely protective. Daniel and Lucy vigilantly guard her, but Jordan and Ian are resourceful and adept at avoiding detection. Phyllis, still unconscious, is a fragile yet pivotal figure in this deadly game. Her survival could either save Sharon or push her further into darkness. Will Phyllis and her family survive? The stakes are higher than ever. Jordan and Ian's ruthless plan threatens to shatter lives, but Genoa City has a way of defying the odds. If Sharon can summon the courage to break free from their grip, there's hope, not just for her redemption, but also for the lives she's been coerced into targeting. However, if she succumbs to their influence, the consequences will be catastrophic. Conclusion: a city on the brink. The battle lines are drawn. Sharon's struggle for self-reclamation, Jordan and Ian's relentless pursuit of destruction, and the fragile hope for Phyllis's recovery all converge in a story poised to shake Genoa City to its core. Will Sharon resist her newfound allies and find redemption? Can chance uncover the truth in time to save Phyllis and her family? Or will Jordan and Ian's plot succeed, leaving Sharon to bear the weight of their crimes? Stay tuned as the drama in Genoa City unfolds, with lives and futures hanging in the balance. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that fans are anxiously awaiting the debut of Nate Hastings' half-brother Damian. Although Nate still hasn't committed to tracking Damian down, it looks like he'll finally give Amy Lewis the answer she's been hoping for soon. With that in mind, we should start thinking about who'll be playing Damian when he hits the screen. A casting call went out a few months ago for a tall, handsome black male in his early to mid-40s, so it's safe to say they were looking for someone to play Damian. Based on some social media hints that Nathan Owens recently dropped, he could easily be playing Nate's half-brother. For starters, Owens posted a pic of the CBS studio on his Instagram story, as he was presumably arriving for work on November 13. We should also mention that Nathan Owens follows a few I&R stars on his Instagram account, including Sean Dominic, Zuleika Silver, and Melissa Ordway. Since Owens fits the casting call requirements and has been offering up these social media clues, we have good reasons to believe he might have accepted the role of Damian. This wouldn't be Nathan Owens' first soap rodeo, since he played Cameron Davis on Days of Our Lives from 2012 to 2013. Perhaps Owens is ready to make a daytime comeback on Y&R next, so we'll see how it all plays out. Regardless, Nate and Damian could have a rocky road ahead when it comes to family bonding. Damian looked up to the man he believed was his father, so the news that he shares a bio-dad with Nate should come as a horrifying shock. Of course, Damian will also have to process the half-brother updates, not to mention his mother is dying of leukemia. Amy is hoping to say goodbye to Damian and leave him with Nate to lean on once she's gone. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Nate will try to help Damian deal with some shockers, so stick with us for more predictions on his efforts. CDL's where you want to be for exciting Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news, so make us your one-stop source. The Young and the Restless. A deadly plot unfolds and a city left shattered. Genoa City has always been a place of secrets and rivalries, but the latest events have plunged its residents into uncharted chaos. In the aftermath of a shocking car crash, Sharon Newman stands accused of a crime that sent Phyllis to the hospital, unconscious and clinging to life. As whispers of murder swirl, Sharon faces a harsh spotlight, unaware that she's the pawn in a sinister scheme orchestrated by two of the city's most dangerous enemies, Ian Ward and Jordan. Here's a look at how their dark plot left Genoa City reeling. 1. The crash that sparked an uproar. The city was shocked when Phyllis's car crash left her fighting for her life. Sharon emerged from the wreckage without a scratch, a detail that fueled rumors she had orchestrated the accident to eliminate her longtime rival. The stares, whispers, and accusations soon surrounded Sharon, labeling her a villain in the eyes of Genoa City. But Sharon knew she was innocent, left helpless to defend herself as the public condemned her. 2. Ian and Jordan's twisted game. Watching from the shadows, Ian Ward and Jordan reveled in the chaos. This was all part of their plan. With ruthless precision, they had manipulated events to make it appear as though Sharon had deliberately caused the crash. For Ian, this was the pinnacle of years of plotting, and with Jordan by his side, the two manipulated everyone like chess pieces. Their objective was clear: to bring Genoa City to its knees while they watched with smug satisfaction. 3. Nick and Chance pursue the truth. As Phyllis lay in critical condition, Nick Newman couldn't ignore his sense of duty to uncover what truly happened. Determined to seek justice for Phyllis, Nick was joined by Chance Chancellor, who refused to believe Sharon was capable of such a crime. Together, they vowed to expose Ian and Jordan's role in the tragic event, tirelessly retracing the events of that fateful night. With each piece of evidence, they inched closer to the truth, committed to clearing Sharon's name. 4. The exoneration and the fallout. After weeks of relentless investigation, Chance's work finally paid off, uncovering the cruel reality of Ian and Jordan's involvement in the accident. Sharon was exonerated, her innocence confirmed, and the city's horror grew as the truth behind Ian and Jordan's manipulation came to light. Phyllis, upon waking, learned of the lengths Nick had gone to save her, and the two found a fragile peace as they reflected on their unbreakable bond. Sharon, though relieved to be cleared, faced an uphill battle in repairing her damaged reputation. 5. An end to evil or a new beginning. With Ian and Jordan's arrest, Genoa City breathed a sigh of relief. But for a town accustomed to turmoil, there was an unspoken acknowledgement that peace could be fleeting. The scars from Ian and Jordan's reign of terror ran deep, leaving a lingering question: was this truly the end? Or would their legacy of chaos return to haunt Genoa City once again? As the city prepares to rebuild and move forward, the residents of Genoa City know one thing is certain. In a town where secrets never stay buried, the past has a way of resurfacing. Only time will tell if Ian and Jordan's dark influence will reemerge, casting their shadows over Genoa City once more. Victor Newman, the ever-dominant patriarch of Genoa City, unveils the reimagined Newman Ranch in a heart-wrenching episode of The Young and the Restless. After years of heartbreak and turmoil, this iconic setting is transformed, symbolizing the resilience and love of the Newman family. However, the occasion is far from a simple celebration. Hidden tensions and emotional revelations take center stage. As the episode begins, Nikki Newman stands at the edge of the property, her elegant lavender dress swaying in the autumn breeze. Victor, with his signature confident stride, approaches her, offering a glimpse of his softer side. "Are you ready, my darling?" he asks, his voice filled with both pride and anticipation. Nikki, curious and emotional, nods as Victor blindfolds her, heightening the suspense of the grand reveal. The moment arrives, and the blindfold is removed. Before Nikki's eyes is the newly restored Newman Ranch, its grandeur seamlessly balanced with warmth. The living room, now awash with light streaming through expansive windows, exudes intimacy. A plaque above the marble fireplace reads, ** through every storm, we rebuild stronger, *, a sentiment that echoes Victor and Nikki's enduring love. Victor leads Nikki through the home, revealing each carefully curated detail. In the dining room, a custom Swarovski chandelier illuminates a long mahogany table, symbolizing future family gatherings. A vibrant family portrait hangs nearby, a striking representation of unity and strength. The gardens outside have also undergone a breathtaking transformation. A heart-shaped rose garden and a koi pond provide a serene escape, representing the depth and serenity of their bond. Despite the beauty of the occasion, the event is tinged with underlying tension. Missing from the family gathering is Adam, Victor's estranged son, whose absence underscores the persistent fractures in the Newman family. Adam's exclusion is a reminder of unresolved conflicts, as his strained relationship with Victor continues to weigh heavily on the family dynamic. Adding to the drama, Abby Newman's presence alongside her fiancé, Damian Hamilton, introduces its own layer of complexity. Their recent engagement has raised eyebrows, particularly given Damian's professional fallout with Abby's brother. Victor, ever the strategist, has offered the ranch as their wedding venue, an olive branch, or perhaps another move in his ongoing chess game with his children. As Victor and Nikki stand together, reflecting on the journey that brought them to this moment, their love feels unshakable. But in true Newman fashion, storm clouds are never far away. The newly unveiled Newman Ranch may be a symbol of triumph, but it also sets the stage for new battles, secrets, and heartbreaks. The episode is a poignant reminder that for the Newmans, love and power are always intertwined. While the ranch stands as a legacy, it also becomes a backdrop for the next chapter of family drama. The Young and the Restless continues to captivate with its blend of emotion, opulence, and intrigue, leaving viewers eagerly anticipating what lies ahead for Victor, Nikki, and the rest of Genoa City. ###Spoilers. Heartbreak at Newman Ranch. Victor's shocking reveal changes everything. Victor Newman, the ever-dominant patriarch of Genoa City, unveils the reimagined Newman Ranch in a heart-wrenching episode of The Young and the Restless. After years of heartbreak and turmoil, this iconic setting is transformed, symbolizing the resilience and love of the Newman family. However, the occasion is far from a simple celebration. Hidden tensions and emotional revelations take center stage. As the episode begins, Nikki Newman stands at the edge of the property, her elegant lavender dress swaying in the autumn breeze. Victor, with his signature confident stride, approaches her, offering a glimpse of his softer side. "Are you ready, my darling?" he asks, his voice filled with both pride and anticipation. Nikki, curious and emotional, nods as Victor blindfolds her, heightening the suspense of the grand reveal. The moment arrives, and the blindfold is removed. Before Nikki's eyes is the newly restored Newman Ranch, its grandeur seamlessly balanced with warmth. The living room, now awash with light streaming through expansive windows, exudes intimacy. A plaque above the marble fireplace reads, "Through every storm, we rebuild stronger, a sentiment that echoes Victor and Nikki's enduring love." Victor leads Nikki through the home, revealing each carefully curated detail. In the dining room, a custom Swarovski chandelier illuminates a long mahogany table, symbolizing future family gatherings. A vibrant family portrait hangs nearby, a striking representation of unity and strength. The gardens outside have also undergone a breathtaking transformation. A heart-shaped rose garden and a koi pond provide a serene escape, representing the depth and serenity of their bond. Despite the beauty of the occasion, the event is tinged with underlying tension. Missing from the family gathering is Adam, Victor's estranged son, whose absence underscores the persistent fractures in the Newman family. Adam's exclusion is a reminder of unresolved conflicts, as his strained relationship with Victor continues to weigh heavily on the family dynamic. Adding to the drama, Abby Newman's presence alongside her fiancé, Damian Hamilton, introduces its own layer of complexity. Their recent engagement has raised eyebrows, particularly given Damian's professional fallout with Abby's brother. Victor, ever the strategist, has offered the ranch as their wedding venue, an olive branch, or perhaps another move in his ongoing chess game with his children. As Victor and Nikki stand together, reflecting on the journey that brought them to this moment, their love feels unshakable. But in true Newman fashion, storm clouds are never far away. The newly unveiled Newman Ranch may be a symbol of triumph, but it also sets the stage for new battles, secrets, and heartbreaks. The episode is a poignant reminder that for the Newmans, love and power are always intertwined. While the ranch stands as a legacy, it also becomes a backdrop for the next chapter of family drama. The Young and the Restless continues to captivate with its blend of emotion, opulence, and intrigue, leaving viewers eagerly anticipating what lies ahead for Victor, Nikki, and the rest of Genoa City. The Young and the Restless. Phyllis rises, Sharon falls, and shadows linger. Genoa City's latest drama showcases betrayal, redemption, and looming danger. Phyllis Summers defies expectations with a calculated move, while Sharon Newman faces the consequences of her actions. Yet, even as justice prevails, the looming threat of Ian Ward and Jordan casts a dark shadow over the city. Phyllis's secret gambit. Long underestimated, Phyllis pretended to be unconscious in her hospital bed, using the ruse to gather critical evidence against her enemies. When the time was right, she revealed her deception and took action, determined to protect her family and expose Sharon's crimes. Her calculated steps marked her as a survivor and a force to be reckoned with. Sharon's reckoning, Phyllis's evidence, combined with Sharon's fragile mental state, sealed her fate. Sharon's guilt, compounded by a confession overheard during a desperate exchange with Ian and Jordan, led to her arrest. In court, Sharon broke down, pleading for psychiatric help. The judge, swayed by her emotional testimony, sentenced her to treatment alongside prison time, a bittersweet outcome for all involved. Phyllis, however, wasn't moved by Sharon's tears, seeing them as yet another excuse to avoid full accountability. "She always finds a way to escape the worst," Phyllis muttered, leaving the courtroom with mixed emotions of victory and unease. Lingering threats. With Sharon behind bars, Phyllis should have felt relief, but Ian Ward and Jordan remain at large. Their unfinished schemes are a ticking time bomb. "They'll come for us again," Phyllis warned Daniel and Lucy. For now, the Summers family could breathe easier, but vigilance was the only option in a city where peace is fleeting. Sharon's secrets and struggles. In prison, Sharon grappled with her reality. While she admitted to some of her crimes, her darkest secrets, especially her ties to Ian and Jordan, remained buried. These unspoken truths haunted her, twisting her thoughts and fueling her fear of what Ian and Jordan might do next. As weeks passed, Sharon reluctantly began therapy, unpacking her manipulations and mistakes. Yet, the shadow of her connection to Ian and Jordan loomed large. Could she ever truly find peace, or would her silence about their involvement ultimately doom her? The road ahead. While Phyllis works to protect her family and Sharon confronts her demons, Genoa City braces for the next chapter. Ian and Jordan's dangerous plans are sure to resurface, and the fragile peace that has settled is only temporary. In a city where no secret stays buried forever, Phyllis's resolve, Sharon's turmoil, and the lurking threat of Ian and Jordan promise even more drama. The battles ahead will test everyone to their limits, proving once again that Genoa City is no place for the faint-hearted. Conclusion: the calm before the storm. For now, Phyllis has triumphed, and Sharon is paying for her crimes, but the story is far from over. Redemption, revenge, and survival remain at the heart of Genoa City's saga, where peace is always fleeting and danger is never far behind. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Friday, November 15, reveals that Kyle Abbott will struggle to believe Diane Jenkins Abbott's claims about taking control of Glissade and having the power to fire him. However, Victor will confirm it's true and shrug it off as a cutthroat business move. Victor will also make a prediction about Kyle understanding once he's done licking his wounds. Kyle will fume over Victor using him to hurt Jack Abbott and will ultimately leave the wedding reception with Claire Newman. Diane will be distraught as she shares a private moment with Jack, who'll insist she just has to keep this up a little while longer. At the Abbott mansion, Kyle will head upstairs to check on Harrison Abbott, Redding Munsell, while Claire pours some drinks. When Jack brings Diane home, Claire will seem confused over why they're together. Kyle will question why Jack would allow Diane inside when he returns downstairs. Although Kyle will get riled up again, Diane and Jack will admit they've been putting on an act. Jack and Diane weren't really at odds with each other, so they've been doing all this to save Kyle. That news will leave Kyle in total shock. At the GCAC, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson will vent to Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, about Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, selling Abbott Chancellor to Victor. Although Billy will act like he's done with Jill, Sally will suspect he still loves his mother deep down. Sally will also stop Billy from overdoing it on drowning his sorrows, so he'll think she's a good soul and will appreciate her support. At the wedding reception, Devin Winters and Abby Winters will make some toasts before Abby ultimately tosses the bouquet, which will land in Audra Charles' hands. Nikki Newman will check in with Victor about Phyllis Summers' crash and thank him later for Chancellor, their home, and the wedding festivities. At the cottage, Sharon Newman will find out from Nick Newman that Phyllis is still alive at the hospital. After Sharon admits to blacking out behind the wheel and walking over to Phyllis' crash site, Nick will argue that doesn't mean she's responsible. Sharon won't think it's a coincidence and will argue that Nick doesn't have all the facts. Although Sharon will want to call Chance Chancellor and make this confession official, Nick will push her to just talk to him for now. After Nick insists Sharon wouldn't intentionally harm someone, Sharon will confess that everything Phyllis said was true, that she killed Heather Stevens and covered it up. Once Sharon explains her Cameron Kirsten hallucinations, she'll confess that he convinced her to go after Daniel Rumalotti Jr. Sharon will spill about almost poisoning Daniel before backing out of it and getting rid of the evidence. After Sharon reveals that Heather came home, she'll talk about how they struggled before she ultimately blacked out. Sharon will admit she woke up to find Heather deceased, so she disposed of the body and later returned to frame Daniel. Now Sharon will be convinced that she did this to Phyllis since she wanted to silence her. Nick will really be on an emotional roller coaster as Sharon spills her horrible story. Although Nick will start off sympathetic and confused, he'll be silent and intense once Sharon's done. Sharon will cry during all this and insist she couldn't take the guilt anymore. After Sharon acknowledges that she's broken Nick's trust in her, she'll point out that he's still being gentle and not blowing up. As Friday's Eye and Our episode concludes, Sharon will ask Nick if it's time to call Chance now. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some surprising revelations are still to come in this storyline, so stick with us for updates on all the excitement. CDL's where you want to be for the hottest Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news, so make us your top Y and our source. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Phyllis Summers is currently fighting for her life. During the Wednesday, November 13 episode, she crashed her car on the way to finally hash things out with Sharon Newmans. She was hoping for a confession, but what ended up was a complete disaster. That's because she was being swerved by Jordan and Ian Ward. The two cons have been lurking in the shadows and watching everyone's move in secret. They devised a plan to run Phyllis off the road for whatever reason, and their scheme was a success. The I and R preview video for the week of November 18 to 22 shows an unconscious Phyllis in a hospital bed as her children have a meltdown. Seeing their mom in this state will likely trigger the trauma from her coma in 2013. Back then, it was because she accidentally fell down the stairs after an argument with Sharon, so once the news hits regarding Sharon's involvement in this incident, they'll hit the roof. Still, it's time to focus on Phyllis' condition. Since she has a history with head injuries and comas, could this mean that Phyllis will be asleep for far longer than anyone anticipates? It's likely she won't be out for a year, but weeks or possibly months could provide an interesting opportunity. After all, as Phyllis won't be able to talk to the police, no one will know that the reason Phyllis was headed to the cottage. They also won't know about Sharon spam texting her. In addition, the fact that Sharon didn't have her phone at the time this all took place won't come to light. as Sharon recently spilled the beans about her involvement in Heather Stevens' murder to Nick Newman. Phyllis landing in another coma will only intensify the animosity Daniel Romalotti, as well as Summer Newman, have for her. To boot, as no one is suspecting foul play, so this allows Jordan and Ian to continue to wreak havoc in Genoa City without anyone's eyebrows raised. The Young and the Restless spoilers promise more twists and turns in this storyline, so fans will have to stay glued to their daytime drama screens to see what happens next. CDL offers the best Young and the Restless updates, predictions, spoilers, and news, so continue to check this site out often for all the Y and R info you need. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Audra Charles may be headed to the altar despite her belief that marriage is archaic and overrated. Audra had plenty of negative things to say about the concept of tying the knot during Devin Winters and Abby Winters' wedding reception. Of course, Audra's marriage views are nothing new, since she already made them clear to Nate Hastings in recent months. If Audra didn't already hate the idea of marital unions, Tucker McCall really turned her against them. Despite Tucker's repeated proposals and promises for a wonderful life together, he ended up having a nasty split with Audra. It no doubt made Audra even more jaded about the thought of saying marriage vows, since it could all fall apart. Nevertheless, fate may have other plans, at least if the outcome of Abby's bouquet toss is any indication. Tradition says that the person who catches it will be the next to wed, and it's Audra who wound up catching it in my and ours November 15 episode. Did that bouquet catch just lock in Audra's wedding to Nate? Audra warned Nate not to get any ideas, but it felt like a soapy way to set up their eventual nuptials. Although Audra doesn't want to let herself fall too hard, she's indeed growing closer to Nate, and may eventually find that she can't live without him. There may come a point when Nate pops the question and gets Audra to relent on the notion of living happily ever after. Audra thinks she's closed herself off to real love, but it looks like she'll be proven wrong sooner or later. Nate may be Audra's perfect match, and based on this bouquet situation, her bridal fate may already be sealed. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some shockers and shakeups are brewing for Audra, so we'll bring you more predictions on her romantic path and updates on any engagement news on the horizon. CDL is where you want to be for fantastic Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your favorite Y and R hotspot. Lily Brooks O'Brien, known for her captivating portrayal of Lucy Romalotti on The Young and the Restless, has fans abuzz with her latest announcement. As the young star teases an exciting new project, speculation grows about whether her character, Lucy, is leaving Genoa City for good or merely taking a brief hiatus. Here's everything you need to know about the buzz surrounding Lily's future on My and R. Lily Brooks O'Brien, a rising star. Lily has been a standout talent since she joined My and R in 2023. Her performance as Lucy has kept viewers hooked, particularly as the character navigates complex storylines involving heartbreak, loss, and family drama. But acting isn't Lily's only forte. She's a triple threat, an actress, musician, and budding filmmaker. She writes and performs her music, with every release striking a chord with her fans. Notably, her 2023 short film, Sharing the Floor, showcased her talent behind the camera. The powerful film, which explores the struggles of children with addicted parents, earned praise for its emotional depth and authenticity. Lucy's current storyline on *Y and R*. Lucy Romalotti's journey this year has been anything but smooth. From her complicated feelings for Faith to the devastating loss of her mother, Heather, Lucy has faced one emotional blow after another. To make matters worse, her father, Daniel, was accused of Heather's murder, creating even more turmoil. While fans suspect Sharon as the real culprit, the mystery remains unsolved, and Lucy didn't even attend her mother's funeral, an absence that left viewers puzzled. Behind the scenes, this absence might have a straightforward explanation. Lily Brooks O'Brien is pursuing new opportunities. On screen, Lucy was sent away with her grandfather Damian as Daniel dealt with the fallout of Heather's death. Off-screen, Lily's absence appears linked to an exciting new venture, a new project in the works. Recently, Lily sparked curiosity with an Instagram post featuring a behind-the-scenes glimpse of her latest project. In the post, she sported a striking new look, a navy blue turtleneck paired with a silver sequin halter top, and hinted at something big. The inclusion of a movie slate emoji suggests she's working on either a film or a television show, although some fans speculate it could be a new music video tied to her latest album, *Hopeless Romantic*. The album, hailed as the ultimate breakup anthem, has already won over fans with its raw, heartfelt tracks. Comments on her post reveal the excitement surrounding her new endeavor. Fans and colleagues alike shared their enthusiasm, with one fellow actor playfully hinting, "I heard it's a really good one." Lily's ability to balance her I and R commitments with other creative pursuits underscores her status as a rising star with a bright future. What does this mean for Lucy Romalotti? Despite rumors of her departure, it seems unlikely that Lily Brooks O'Brien is leaving The Young and the Restless permanently. Her character's storyline feels far from over, and with so many unanswered questions, Lucy's return to Genoa City appears inevitable. For now, it seems Lily is taking a temporary break to focus on this new project. A bright future ahead. Lily's career is undoubtedly on an upward trajectory. Whether she's acting, making music, or directing films, she continues to impress fans and industry insiders alike. While her current project remains a mystery, one thing is certain. Lily Brooks O'Brien is a young talent to watch, destined for even greater success. What do you think Lily's latest Instagram teaser hints at? A movie, a TV show, or another music video? Whatever it is, fans can't wait to see what's next for this multi-talented star. Stay tuned for updates on her journey and Lucy's potential return to The Young and the Restless *. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. Billy enters the club and orders a scotch. He downs it and tells the bartender to keep them coming. Looking across the room, he spots Sally and walks over to sit with her. She asks, "How was the wedding?" Billy tells her that everyone was gushing about Abby's beautiful wedding dress. Sally explains she didn't go because she didn't want to run into Adam. Billy says Adam wasn't there. Sally also wasn't up for watching people explain vows. She sees that Billy is not Oak. Billy says his mother is not all in when it comes to supporting her son. Billy explains that Jill gave him an ultimatum a few weeks ago. She was looking over his shoulder, expecting him to fail. Sally knows how much he cares about the company. Billy says his mother wanted him to fire Phyllis, which is ironic because she's the only one who believed in him. She wanted him to bring Lily back and he did it, but it wasn't enough. Sally wonders if he could change her mind. Billy says she's sold the company to Victor. He's so damn angry at his mother's betrayal that he's done with her. He lost Chelsea because of Adam, and the company he loves because of Victor, but he won't let the Newmans see him feeling sorry for himself. He's going to pay for. At the ranch house, Kyle tells Diane what she's saying makes no sense. She repeats that she's taken control of Glissade and is firing him. Kyle isn't buying it. Diane tells her son he made another bad decision. Victor sunk his claws into him to hurt Jack. Kyle says she's the one who hurt his dad. She says he's right, and I used Victor to do it. Jack joins the fray as Kyle sees that his mother has really outdone herself. She's right that he made a mistake by trusting the wrong people, he will never trust her again. Kyle storms away, and Jack whispers to Diane, "Is that true?" Diane says Victor is giving her glissade, but made her fire Kyle. "I don't know if I can do this." Jack tells her they just have to keep going a little longer. "I promise." Kyle pulls Victor aside and asks him to tell him his mother is lying. Victor confirms that he put her in charge at glissade. Whether he's out or not is up to her. He tells Kyle he's playing with the big boys now. This world is cutthroat. Kyle guesses this was all about hurting his father. He tells Victor that Jack loves his family in a way he will never understand. Victor snarls, "Don't you talk to me about family. Let me tell you about your father. He almost killed the woman I love. He's getting off easy. He's sorry to have used Kyle. He's a good man, but this is the way the world works." Sharon opens her door to Nick and throws herself into his arms. She needs to know if Phyllis is going to be all right. Nick ushers her inside and says Phyllis was in an accident. Someone crossed into her lane, and she veered off the road and hit a tree. Sharon learns she's unconscious and sighs, "She's still alive. I didn't kill Phyllis." Nick frowns, "What are you saying?" Sharon gasps, "Nick, He tells her to breathe and to take her time. She says she blacked out in her car earlier. When she came to, she was on the side of the road. When she got out, she saw that she was close to home. She saw flames, and she saw him and Chance trying to revive Phyllis. He asks why she didn't call out. Sharon says she's done enough already. "I was the one who ran Phyllis off the road." Nick doesn't believe it. He can't imagine her ever taking anything that far. Sharon blurts that what she's done is unimaginable. She had to shut Phyllis up. She had to do whatever it took to stop her. Nick says if she blacked out, she can't be sure what happened. Does she remember running Phyllis off the road? Sharon says no, but her car wouldn't start. Nick says there's not proof that she had anything to do with tonight. She'd never go to these lengths. It's not who she is. No one believes Phyllis' accusations. It's crazy. Sharon shakes her head and says it's the truth. "I killed Heather. She's dead because of me." She sobs, "I can't live like this anymore." Nick holds her. At the ranch, Kyle tells Claire he's going to explode. She says, "Let's get out of here." They leave and Jack follows. Abby and Devin call for everyone's attention and thank everyone for coming, as well as thanking Victor and Nikki for hosting. Since it's Abby's birthday, Devin thanks Ashley and Victor for bringing her into the world. He also thanks his sister and mom for making the trip there. He offers a toast to his new bride and they kiss. Abby won't let him have the last word and wants to raise a glass to her mom, whose strength has taught her what it means to love someone. Cheers. Abby announces she's going to change and Devin says they have a plane to catch. Nate tells Audra they're taking Devin's jet to Fiji. Nikki asks Victor if there are any updates on Phyllis. He says, "Not yet." At Sharon's place, Nick thinks she's shaken up and she's saying things she doesn't mean. Sharon asks if he really thinks it's a coincidence that she and Phyllis went off the road at the same time. Nick says if she was involved, it wasn't on purpose. Sharon says he wants to believe that, but she knows the truth. "I know, I can prove it to you." She tells him that they should call Chance so she can make this an official confession. Nick wants to hold off on that and offers tea. Sharon doesn't want tea, her doctor, or to go to Sedona. She just needs to tell the truth. "Will you please let me do that?" Nick says, "Oak." Sharon tells Nick this all started with her thinking about Cassie. The memories were more powerful than usual. The work she was doing at Cassidy First became harder and weighed on her. Then there was Lucy and Fate's accident, which brought back the memories and pain of that night. It manifested itself as anger toward Daniel and his family. She started to see Cameron. Nick remembers she told him about nightmares. Sharon says they were full-blown hallucinations. He was right there in the room with her. She could smell him and feel his breath. He was always wearing the bloody shirt from the night she stabbed him. She saw Cassie too, who was like an angel from heaven. But she stopped coming, and she was left with Cameron whispering in her ear, telling her to avenge their daughter's death. Sharon says she used Cameron to twist herself into believing if she heard another person in Cassie's name, it would make things better. That's when I came up with a plan to kill Daniel. At the ranch, Nate approaches Lily and says her brother's happy, but her not so much. What's up? Devin joins them, and Nate tells him he's got Winters covered while he hits the beach. Devin asks Lily if she's okay. She says she's fine and urges her brother to focus on his bride. They hug. Abby reappears to throw her bouquet. She does, and it lands in Audra's hands. She tells Nate, "Don't get any ideas." At the club, Billy continues to talk to Sally about his mother turning his back on him. He says she loves that company. Sally asks if Jill gave him a reason. Billy says it was about his incompetence and her health. He wouldn't be surprised if Victor threatened to go public with her heart condition. Sally's sorry she's sick. Billy says she doesn't want anyone to know. Sally thinks it's clear he still loves her. That's why what she did hurt so much. At Sharon's place, she tells Nick she was prepared to commit premeditated murder and kill another human being. She planned it all out so she wouldn't get caught. She took poison to Daniel's apartment, broke in and put it in his whiskey bottle. Nick asks if the bottle is still there. Sharon says she poured it out. She couldn't go through with it. She covered her tracks, and then Heather came home. She knew she was there to cause trouble. Why didn't she just let me go? She tried to push past her, but they struggled and Heather fell. She blacked out, and when she woke up, she was in Daniel's apartment, and Heather was on the floor in a puddle of blood. She should have called someone, but instead she listened to Cameron, who had her wrap the body in a sheet, drag her to her car, and dump her body in the river. She used her phone to text her family. Sharon cries that she wishes she'd gone to Sedona. She prayed the body would never be found. When it was, she freaked out. Cameron was always there reminding her of everything she had to lose. They agreed someone else had to take the fall. That's when she came up with the plan to frame Daniel. I couldn't bring myself to kill him to get justice for Cassie, but I could still make him pay. She describes planting the towels and phone and creating the unsent text to Paul. Phyllis was right. It was all her. Everything she said was true. More, Hunter King's new holiday rom-com. Kyle and Claire arrive at the Abbott house. She notes he didn't say anything in the car. Do you not want to talk about it? Kyle wants to check on Harrison and asks Claire to pour them a drink. She's doing so when Jack comes in with Diane. Claire is puzzled when Diane helps Jack remove his coat. What's going on? Kyle comes downstairs and asks, what the hell is she doing here? At the ranch, Nikki tells Victor that was a very nice wedding. There's been no word from Nick, but they're sure Phyllis is tough and will survive. Nikki thanks her husband for the house and her new position at Chancellor as CEO. Happy wife, happy life. They embrace. At the club, Billy tells Sally that Victor needs to be held accountable for once. He needs to be taken down a few pegs. Sally suggests they get him some food. Billy's not hungry. He wants another drink. Sally doesn't think that's a good idea. He'll regret it in the morning. Trust me. Billy does trust her. She's a good soul. He thinks maybe it's not so bad she lost touch with her parents at a young age. At some point, they let you down. At the Abbott mansion, Jack asks Claire to give him and Diane a moment alone with their son. Kyle stops Claire from leaving the room and rants about what his mother did. Jack tells him to listen to them. Kyle's not interested in finding out what they're up to. Diane tells him to stop. It was all an act. Your father and I aren't really at war with each other. We did it to save you, Kyle. At Sharon's place, she cries that Nick always did whatever it took to protect her. He believed that she was a good person with a good heart. She betrayed that trust. Even now, he's treating her gently, knowing what she's done. I'm sorry. Sorry to put this on you, but the guilt inside me became too much to bear. She was willing to kill for one of her kids, so how did she think another mother would sit back and let her harm one of hers? Phyllis figured out what she did, and now that may cost her her life. If you and Chance hadn't gotten there when you did, Phyllis would have burned to death in her car. She asks, "Tell me, Nick, is it time to call Chance now?"